He hails from the mountains of North Carolina, but calls the Low Country home. Andrew Beam is a country music artist and will be at this year's Charleston Music Confab. And we're happy to have you here on Fox 24 News Now. You are a rising star in the country music scene. It's so nice to have you.
Thank you all for having me. Happy
absolutely.
to be here.
So I want to go through your musical journey because it started when you were pretty young.
Yes, ma'am, it did. I started playing guitar when I was 11 years old. And my dad taught me how to play guitar. And I was really a guitar player all through middle school and high school, and started songwriting and eventually singing my senior year of high school, and then played live music at Clemson. And then now I'm doing it full time.
And
so I got a single on Spotify and iTunes right now called The Beam and Me, and I got another one coming.
That's wonderful. Well, everyone, your name is Andrew Beam, but everybody knows you as Beam.
Correct. Everybody's always called me Andrew. It's always gone to Beam. And Beam like the whiskey. I know my accent kind of makes it hard to understand sometimes, but
you got a fabulous accent.
Just like Beam. Thank you.
And so your father, so he taught you music.
Yes, ma'am.
He also is a musician himself.
He is a musician. And he's also a preacher.
And he is also a preacher.
I grew up playing bluegrass.
Yeah.
And that was really my first love with the guitar, Ricky Skaggs, and then it kind of transformed to rock. And then I have a country accent, so that's how I started singing country music. I listen to everything, but I'm kind of a rocker at heart.
Yeah, are you really?
Yes,
what are your favorites?
Well, Eric Church is probably my #1 influence, and because he is kind of that outlaw country image, but he's also a rocker. I mean, his band is rock.
Yeah.
And as a songwriter, I've always respected him. And we're kind of from the same area in North Carolina.
But you graduated from Clemson.
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay, and so from Clemson, you didn't just bust out onto the music scene. There was a lot of toiling and work at that.
I played guitar for fun when I was at Clemson,
Yeah.
and never really had the, I guess, the ambition to go do it full time. And got a dream job actually here in the Low Country. That's how I got sent to Charleston, and now I'm chasing my dream.
Well, tell me about what your dream job was.
Well, my dream job was being a game warden with DNR down here,
right?
And that's what I went to school for at Clemson. And the only thing better than catching outlaws in the country is writing outlaw country music.
I love it, yes. And let's talk about the subjects of your music, of your songs, because it's not the typical love song.
I've got one coming actually. But
Do you?
Hang tight for that.
Okay.
I do. But most of my songs are about hunting and fishing, being outdoors, and I really kind of have the gamut of, I guess if you look at some of where the songs are singing right now, The Beam and Me is kind of your good time college crowd song, transforming into, you're drinking with your buddies and everything. And then some of my songs now, like 3 Sheets is the one coming out. It'll be on Spotify and iTunes next month. Is really about being a pirate to the country music scene. And bringing real country back.
Yeah.
So on its face, you hear 3 Sheets. That's 3 sheets to the wind.
Right.
But if you look into it, the whole song is about nautical terms.
Oh, that is so fascinating. So, and you use Low Country as the backdrop, as the natural backdrop to your songs.
That's the only way I really knew how on most of them, because as a songwriter, if I have a song I have not finished yet, it's because I haven't lived that song yet. And so I really take that to heart, is that I embrace that what I write about is my life, but I want everybody to be able to relate to it. So 3 Sheets, I was actually working for DNR and was headed offshore in a 28 contender, and I had the yo-ho, yo-ho, a pirate's life's for me stuck in my head.
Did you?
And it was pretty rough out there. It was 3 to 5 feet at probably 5 seconds.
Wow.
And I had just all of a sudden, I think a honky-tonk life's for me. Then I grabbed my phone, and that's how 3 Sheets came to be.
Isn't that something? And I also want to draw attention to this bolo tie that you've got around your neck. That's a special gift that you just received.
It is. A buddy of mine back in Anderson, South Carolina, went to high school. This was his dad's, and he won this at the Tennessee Walking Horse Convention.
Tennessee Walking Horse Convention. So sometimes you do dress up more on the countryside, but typically your getup is...
I typically look about like you see me right now, and every once in a while I'll bring out the cowboy hat, and if the cowboy hat has come out, it's going to be a good time. And I'm a huge fan of 90s country and Alan Jackson, Brooks and Dunn, all that.
But you're really coming up, and we were just talking a minute ago about what it's like to be an artist in this day and age, and also being your own advocate, your own manager. So is that a challenge for you? Is that a tricky line to
It
walk?
can be a challenge being almost a one-man show.
Yeah.
I do have a full band, and we will be playing at Charleston Music Confab coming up. But I'm fortunate enough to be here in the Low Country, and my following and really friends has absolutely amazed me time and time again. And every time I play a show, it's like it's kind of a domino effect. And I owe that to everybody out there. And a lot of buddies I have now I met from playing guitar here. I didn't know a whole lot of people when I first got down here.
Oh my goodness! Well, you've created a whole music family, and the family just continues to grow. You're going to be performing at the Music Confab coming up, but you also play other rooms around town.
So this coming Monday, I'll be at Red's. Wednesday, I'll be at Shelter. And I'll be periodically a bunch of different places. I'll be at Beaufort Water Festival in July. So y'all check out www.com or www.beamcountry.com, and that'll have the full tour list.
Perfect.
And Beam Country on Instagram too.
Sounds great. And what are you going to be performing for us today?
This will be the new song called 3 Sheets.
Called 3 Sheets.
So.
Stay tuned. We're back after this.